The Warriors just got bullied off their home court by the Rockets. Yes, that's bad news. But here's good one, too. The loss exposed exactly what this team needs to fix to win the title. Here are the 5 reasons why the Golden State Warriors can still win the NBA championship. Steph is still dangerous. Draymond is engaged. Jimmy Butler brings playoff muscle, and Kuminga is locked in. And there's a new center who might quietly be the missing piece. So what happens when experience meets youth in a playoff war? Can this veteran core turn back time and play bully ball when it matters most? The first reason is, undeniably, Steph Curry. He's still the Warriors' best chance at making a serious postseason run. Despite shooting 1 of 10 against the Rockets, insiders say Curry remains physically sharp and mentally locked in. Before the Rockets game, Curry averaged 27.3 points over 6 games, shooting 44.7% from the field. His three-point percentage across that stretch was 41.4%, a number most NBA shooters never reach consistently. Curry's movement off the ball hasn't slowed, even against aggressive physical defenders like Houston threw at him. Coach Steve Kerr praised Curry's leadership. According to him, the team feeds off his poise, especially during chaotic stretches. Sources close to the team revealed that Curry has embraced playing through contact and late-game fatigue. He can understand spacing, tempo, and defensive reads very well, which makes him a nightmare for opposing guards. Defenses overcommit to him, which opens passing lanes and mismatches for teammates to exploit. Even in the loss to Houston, Curry drew multiple defenders, which created open looks for Hield. Insiders say Curry took full accountability for the team's poor execution and sloppy offensive rhythm post-game. Draymond Green echoed that. He said Curry remains the emotional engine when things fall apart on court. Curry's conditioning remains elite. Team staff say he hasn't missed time due to fatigue or soft tissue issues. Report suggests he's adjusted his training to handle postseason physicality better than in previous seasons. Despite the poor Rockets' performance, there's no indication of decline, just one off night in a long season. Kerr believes Curry's playoff experience is indispensable when younger teams overplay or rush decisions under pressure. So does a 36-year-old sharpshooter still control the pace against faster, younger teams in the playoffs? Can Curry flip the switch again when it matters most, or is the drop-off finally here? The next reason is Jimmy Butler. The defensive-minded player spoke bluntly after the Rockets' loss. "We talked about not committing turnovers," he said. The Warriors then committed 20 turnovers and led directly to 18 Rockets points and a loss at Chase Center. Butler's frustration was visible. According to sources, his leadership style holds teammates publicly and privately accountable. Insiders say Butler has brought a fresh edge to the locker room, raising expectations on both ends. He has playoff mileage. Besides, he has experience and he's willing to challenge teammates during down stretches. During the Rockets game, Butler contributed to communication on switches and coverage adjustments during timeouts. Reports suggests he's embraced his role as vocal leader among the Warriors' aging but battle-tested core. Butler's offensive numbers that night weren't standout, but his presence on defense was noted throughout the game. He helped contain drives, fought through screens, and was active in contesting passing lanes. The Rockets' youth overwhelmed the Warriors in transition, but Butler remained engaged despite the growing deficit. Sources close to the team say Butler's focus hasn't wavered during recent stretches of underperformance. He often points out both mistakes and missed opportunities in execution. Kerr reportedly values Butler's directness. He calls it needed honesty for a team with high standards. When rotations broke down against Houston's zone, Butler attempted to reorient players into position mid-possession. Butler's offensive numbers that night weren't standout, but his presence on defense was noted throughout the game. He helped contain drives, fought through screens, and was active in contesting passing lanes. The Rockets' youth overwhelmed the Warriors in transition, but Butler remained engaged despite the growing deficit. Sources close to the team say Butler's focus hasn't wavered during recent stretches of underperformance. He often points out both mistakes and missed opportunities in execution. Kerr reportedly values Butler's directness. He calls it needed honesty for a team with high standards. When rotations broke down against Houston's zone, Butler attempted to reorient players into position mid-possession. Draymond Green credited Butler for stabilizing tempo after multiple turnovers during the second quarter scoring drought. Insiders say Butler has been pushing Kuminga to become more aggressive on drives. And just 6 days after that 10-point loss, Butler was reportedly the first to arrive for practice. Can Jimmy Butler carry this locker room deep into the playoffs? Or has Father Time closed the window? The third reason is Green. Draymond Green addressed reporters after the 106-96 loss and didn't sugarcoat the team's performance. "Just got to take better care of the ball," he said after the 20-turnover showing against Houston. Green pointed to transition defense as a weak link that night, especially after unforced giveaways at half-court. According to sources, Green has increased film study recently, only to focus on teams with athletic, fast-paced rotations like Houston. Despite the loss, analysts say Green's individual communication on defense remained consistent across all 4 quarters. He rotated to contest inside shots and helped on switches when Houston ran double screens off the elbow. Coach Kerr later said Green continues to direct traffic and anchor the team's backline without hesitation or confusion. Green's impact on tempo was also noted. He slowed the game after each Rockets run in the third. Sources say he's taken personal responsibility for poor spacing when double teams force Curry into early passes. During the fourth quarter, Green matched up against Alperen Sengun and fought through multiple contact-heavy post possessions. He grabbed 5 defensive rebounds in that game, including 2 critical stops following offensive breakdowns. Draymond's 4 turnovers hurt, but insiders argue his playmaking remains essential in late-game scenarios. Reportedly, his leadership intensity has increased since the Warriors fell to the 10th seed. Green's presence helped organize defensive assignments when the Rockets began running zone sets in the final minutes. Transitioning into April, insiders note Green has played over 28 minutes per game in the last 2 weeks. He's avoided foul trouble and limited technicals since returning from suspension earlier in the season. So can Draymond Green still be the defensive quarterback the Warriors need under playoff-level pressure? Or will his high-risk, high-voice approach finally fall short against younger, faster playoff opponents? Jonathan Kuminga logged 19 minutes off the bench during the Warriors' 106-96 loss to the Rockets, and that's the fourth reason. He committed 3 turnovers, which included 1 during a crucial stretch in the second quarter. Despite those miscues, insiders say Kuminga's athleticism remains unmatched on the Warriors' roster. He guarded multiple positions and was in closing lineups throughout the last month. During the Houston game, Kuminga showed flashes. He contested shots and crashed the offensive glass multiple times. He finished with 8 points and 4 rebounds, going 4 for 7 from the field in limited minutes. According to sources, the coaching staff remains confident in his ability to produce when trusted in crucial spots. Kuminga's off-ball cutting was effective early, which forced Houston's defenders to rotate off their assignments. Insiders say his rim pressure is becoming a weapon in half-court sets when spacing breaks down. Draymond Green recently said Kuminga's growth this season has helped stabilize the second unit. Kerr also praised Kuminga's energy, calling him an important piece of what we're trying to do. His transition defense showed lapses, but he recovered multiple times to contest fast break opportunities. Sources note Kuminga's conditioning has improved, and due to that reason, he's been playing at the highest potential through consecutive possessions. Kuminga had a chase-down block in the third that energized the crowd, though it didn't change momentum. Despite limited touches, his usage rate remains efficient, and he hasn't forced bad shots in recent games. Insiders expect Kuminga to receive increased minutes during matchups requiring wing depth and athleticism. And just 1 week after that loss, Kuminga reportedly stayed 90 minutes post-practice to work on decision-making drills. Will that commitment pay off in the postseason, or will youth again be punished on the biggest stage? The fifth reason, Quinton Post, joined the Warriors late in the season. He immediately filled a gap in the team's front court. According to sources, his presence has helped address size mismatches that plagued earlier rotations. Post brings a 7-foot frame and offers rim protection against younger, longer teams like Houston. In the Rockets game, he contributed limited minutes, yet analysts still praised his defensive positioning. Although not a shot blocker like Steven Adams, Post alters drives and rebounds well in crowded paint traffic. Kerr used Post sparingly against Houston, but staff reportedly plan to increase his minutes during playoffs. His footwork in drop coverage stood out during recent scrimmages, according to team observers. Draymond Green has reportedly helped Post adapt to the Warriors' defensive schemes over the last 2 weeks. Post can pop out after screens to add spacing, and this trait gives Curry room to maneuver at the top. Insiders say his willingness to set hard screens has already earned trust among the veterans. Though unproven in playoffs, Post's calm execution has stood out during high-pressure moments late in quarters. Sources report he's been working with assistant coaches daily on switching principles and post-defense timing. The Rockets exposed Golden State's paint vulnerability. The team outscored them 56-40 in the lane across 4 quarters. Post was on the bench during many of those possessions but remains part of the solution moving forward. Transitioning into the postseason, coaches plan to experiment with double big lineups involving Post and Draymond together. Will Quinton Post be the unlikely anchor who holds the paint when opponents test the Warriors inside? Or does playoff inexperience outweigh size when games slow down and every defensive rotation gets magnified? Experience, firepower, defense, depth, and a 7-footer might flip everything. Can the oldest core in basketball outsmart the league's youngest, hungriest teams for one last run? Stick around and hit subscribe. The story has just begun.